Bonjour Français 1, c'est Madame Torres. This week we are going to talk about the last few lessons before you get into the end of Module 9. Last week we went over 9.0, 9.01, 9.02, and 9.03. This week we're going over 9.04, 5, and 6. 9.07 is a segment 2 collaboration. That's something you should have completed already by now. If you have not completed your collaboration with a partner, please go ahead and email someone so that you can complete that assignment as soon as possible. There is no DBA for Module 9, so you will not be completing anything for 9.08, and you'll have an exam for 9.09. This week, we'll go over again these last few lessons here, 9.04 through 9.06, and next week, our live lesson will cover a segment review, which will go over everything from Module 6, 7, 8, and 9 to prepare you for the final exam. So what's due this week? 9.04, you have a voice activity, 9.05, you have a photo essay, and 9.06, you have a written assignment. There is one assignment dropped from there, so make sure that you pay attention to the 3 that you have to complete, because one of them is a voice assignment you do not have to get done. So in 9.04, you're going to learn how to ask questions. And the trickiest part here is that in your assignment that you're actually turning in, they're going to give you answers, and you have to think of what the question would be that you would ask. This is something we're going to cover during the live lesson. The most important thing first is to make sure that you go over what the question words are, so you know what they mean and what they're asking. Où means where, d'où means from where, pourquoi, why, comment, how, quand, when, combien, how much or how many. Now, sometimes you'll see in a question, we use est-ce que, and we'll use est-ce que often in combination with a question word. So for example, combien de frères est-ce que tu as? How many brothers do you have? If you do not want to use est-ce que in a question, all you have to do is invert tu and a. What that means is, if I took est-ce que out of this question, I would put the verb a in front of tu. Combien de frères as-tu? For example, you see it down here. Où es-tu? Where are you? If I wanted to use est-ce que, I would say où est-ce que tu es? So I would put the verb after. Whenever you answer a question, of course, you have to put the subject back in front of the verb. Here's one more example. Pourquoi étudies-tu le français? Why do you study French? If I wanted to use est-ce que, I would say pourquoi est-ce que tu étudies le français? So you have 2 different ways that you can ask questions. You can use est-ce que in it with the question word, and then keep it with the subject and then the verb, or you can take out est-ce que and then flip-flop the subject and the verb. And that's something we'll talk about more in detail in the live lesson. So here's some more practice with how to ask questions. I would definitely look at these because your assignment is to actually take answers and create questions for them. So in order to do that, you want to look at what the question or what the answer is giving you to think of what kind of question you would ask. For example, in number 2, elles sont en ville. They are in town. What kind of question might I ask? I might ask who is in town, or I might ask where are they? Right? So there's 2 different ways that you could ask that question. But just make sure that you're asking a question that would solicit that answer. For example, it probably wouldn't be appropriate for me to say, why are they in town? And then the answer would be, they are in town. That's not answering the question, right? So you need to make sure that it's answering. The question warrants that response. Another example, number 3, mon équipe de foot est très bonne. My soccer team is very good. I can ask, how is your soccer team? Using the question word comment. So that's 9.04. In 9.05, you're going to learn about more nationalities, and we'll go over that during our live lesson as well. And as I skip through to the assignment, you have a little photo essay. This is going to be done in English. This is where you get to have fun and be creative. For this photo essay, you're going to pick 2 cities in France you'd like to visit. Think about the cities we've learned about so far. We've learned about Nice, Strasbourg, Carcassonne, and there's so many other cities, of course, Paris. And you will tell me where you're going to go, how you will get there, and how much it will cost, how you will travel between the 2 cities. So look at a map, see if they're close or far. Maybe you can take the train, maybe you can rent a car, and so on. How much will that cost? Give me a day-by-day itinerary describing what you will do each day. What an itinerary is just telling me, okay, on this day in the morning, we're going to do this. At lunchtime, we're going to eat here. In the afternoon, we're going to go to this museum. And for dinner, we'll go to this restaurant and then stay at this hotel in the evening. That's an itinerary. And again, remember, this is all in English. And then give me some pictures to show me where you're going to go, what you're going to see. 9.06, we're going through RE verbs. It's your last group of verbs that you're learning about. We've learned ER verbs, we've learned IR verbs, and now we're learning RE. Not to be confused with the ones that end with ER. They flip-flop those last two, so be careful there. So we'll go through learning how to conjugate them. And then you'll have an assignment. So remember, I said 906 is a written assignment. Here you notice there's a written and a voice. You do not have to do the voice. So here we're just doing the written assignment, answering these questions in complete sentences. Please notice they're using RE verbs. Vendre, répondre, attendre, rendez-vous, that's the verb rendre, entendre, perdre. You're expected to use those RE verbs in your answers because that's what you're learning to do in this lesson, RE verb conjugation. So for example, number 6, je perds mon match de tennis. Et toi? I lost my tennis match, or I lose it. And you? So you can answer, I lose it as well. Je perds mon match de tennis. Or you could say, I don't lose my game of tennis. I don't lose it. So you just make it negative using ne and pas. Do not answer this question by saying, I win mine, because that, again, is not practicing the RE verbs. Okay, so again, the goal here is practicing your new RE verbs, what they mean, and how to conjugate them. So that's about it for this week. We'll go over all of these, of course, in the live lesson again, and to make sure that you're well prepared. And again, keep in mind you have a collaboration. If you look at 905, there's a collaboration option you can check out and ask a partner to complete with you as well. See you Tuesday. Au revoir.